5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The red switch. Well, you know I've got to push the envelope.
Yeah, I know you do.
Kill him!
Maybe not.
Hello and welcome to the worst movie ever made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Stockman. I'm joined by my co-host and mad scientist, Rob Scucci and Bob Essek. Hey guys, how are you? And why are we doing Steel?
Because we've done Rodman, and we had to get Shaq.
Yeah.
Have we done any other basketball players past their prime, or is that it?
We haven't done Space Jam yet.
We will do
Either
Shaq
one.
again with Kazam. I'm
Yeah,
pulling
we will.
for it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've all had interesting days, so I think we should just use that energy to lean into what this movie, this 1997 ill-fated DC superhero scraped from the bottom of the barrel movie. How did I start that sentence? We're talking about Steel. Bob, you want to describe that?
Yeah, I will do my best.
All right, here we go.
Daddy, I'm scared. Where's my puppy?
Please, Debbie, not now.
Don't worry. Bob's going to tell you where that puppy is. And Bob explains.
All right.
All right. Well, Shaq shits the sheets as a steel sporting super sucky celebrity.
Damn. Super sucky celebrity.
I'm sorry, that for the record, that was Shaq shits the sheets as a steel sporting super sucky celebrity.
Yes.
You got it.
All right, cool.
You're
Damn.
a fast listener. Okay, so John Henry or Shaq. John Henry is the character name. Is a military dude who seems to be in like a weapons specialty unit with two other soldiers.
Yeah.
One who's obviously evil, that's Nathaniel, and one who's trustworthy, that's Sparky.
Yeah.
And Nathaniel misuses one of the new weapons and injures Sparky so that she'll never walk again. Somehow he starts manufacturing those same weapons for street gangs and demonstrates their power by videotaping a robbery in order to have a more international market for his weapons. Now, while all this is happening, Shaq's character convinces Sparky to stop moping around in her wheelchair and help him become a superhero while in her wheelchair.
Yes.
And then John Henry becomes the Man of Steel and starts to enact vigilante justice on the streets wherever they are. LA, I think.
Yeah.
Eventually, worlds collide, and Steel does save the day and get the girl. Or one of those things happens.
We have much more. At least I have much more to say on that last point. And I can't wait to dive into that. But you're going to have to wait, listener, because right now we're going to YouTube comments.
You're the worst.
Comments are poopy.
He doesn't want you anymore. Now that I don't want you.
Number 1, can't believe they had this movie available to buy. Was a big Shaq fan when I was a kid. Brings back some old memories from the 90s. No punctuation. Number 2,
nice.
I finally watched this in 2023. I need therapy. Next one is a timestamp, and I'll break it down for you. Wow, that was the funniest scene of the whole movie. That the Federal Reserve would have actual currency to be robbed is the real work of fiction. Ha 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 ha. Next comment. To my surprise, this movie was entertaining watching it as an adult. No, it wasn't. Next comment. Fun and excellent movie. Teaches good attitude for young people. Also, no punctuation. I'm noticing a pattern here. Nice hero movie. 4.5 out of 5 thumbs up from me. That's kind of fun.
Shaq's head with hair up for me.
Yeah. And here's a call and response. Shaq was trying to smash. And then the reply was, rumor has it he introduced her to the steel hammer and she started walking and running again. And then the reply to that was, can't blame him.
I was going to go the other way and say that she could walk before they got together. She was fine after he lifted the wall.
Everything was fine. Yeah.
That's horrible. I'm going to make so many handicapable bad...
Please do.
Well, the thing is that this movie did it, not me. But anyway. So there's the derangement on view for us on YouTube as per usual. Let's throw it now to test number 1, the worst of its kind.
We compare movie ratings so you don't have to. That way we can find out if this movie truly is the worst of its kind.
Okay, Rob, you're going to be relieved because none of these are movies we've done yet.
All right, cool.
So you want to just give us a plug?
Yeah, so like when we do eventually get to the movies on this list for worst of its kind, you can reach us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Click the button for your preferred streamer or platform or social media, and we will be there to talk about it.
And gently caress, rub-a-dub-dub that subscribe button or punch it, whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
But for now, Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, a 56.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real Steel with Hugh Jackman, a 60.
What?
Real
Never heard of it.
No.
I think that's the one. Is that the one where? Okay, well, if you've never heard of it, you won't know. But isn't Real Steel the one where Hugh Jackman controls a machine in a combat scenario? Like it's like a
mech suit?
Yes, but he's not in it. He's outside of the ring, and they fight inside.
Like an Avatar mech suit?
Like robot jocks?
Yeah, like that. Huh. Like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Steel Magnolias, Sally Field and Dolly Parton, a 73.
Oh, come on.
You're doing all steel already.
No, I'm not doing that. Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis, a 75. And a movie called Bleeding Steel with Jackie Chan, a 22. Okay. All 5 of those average out for a 57.2. What did Steel have on Rotten Tomatoes, guys?
Christ.
Well,
31.
My game is always going with the YouTube comments, and people seem to really like it, so I'm going to go right down the middle and say 50%.
You know, Bob, I kind of agree. Rob, I kind of agree. There is movie structure here, and I feel like that's usually rewarded. If you can act like a movie, usually Rotten Tomatoes rewards you. It's the ones that really don't know the rhythm and speed of a movie
composition
that are punished. Yeah, right. But Steel got an 8.
Oh, see, now that's not right because all the other movies that we have done that are in that order of magnitude with the single digits are way worse than this. This is a 90s popcorn flick superhero family movie.
This is in Suburban Commando territory for me.
30 to 50.
No. No, I disagree. I my 31 was generous. I really don't think this was deserving of anything above 10. So 8's good.
Okay.
Negative 49.2 and worst of its kind. That's a huge score. We'll see how it stacks up against our current season champion later. But for now, we're going to throw it to test number 2. Our little limerick that tells you more about the movie. This is Ain't That a Pitch?
Sure is good to get away. Damn the rain.
Vacations are fine, but this one should be great.
Yeah, the gang's coming up for the weekend. What a blast.
Wow. Ain't that a pitch?
All right,
NGL. I'm going to miss that bumper.
Yeah.
Being as this is our last worst movie. Maybe I'll bring the gang star back. I don't want to go first, but I will.
It's been a while since I've gone first. I'll go first.
How about Bob, Rob, Chris? We haven't done that order in a while.
No.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Mine's not good enough to go third, but I'll do it.
I'll go third. All right, Bob, Chris, Rob. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There once was a giant doofus whose character was mostly clueless.
Uh-huh.
Deadly weapons were manufactured by the guy from the dark backward, and the only decent thing they could have done was shoot us.
All right.
Yeah, but if they shot us with those weapons, we would have been fine.
Yeah, they're non-lethal by design.
There once was a man they called Steele, who was hard to ID, even though it was Shaquille. Basketball subliminals, dunking on criminals, somehow fighting while carrying 120 pounds of metal. No big deal.
That's fair. All right.
Yeah, this is so far a tie for me. Go ahead.
All right. Big Aristotle is in this movie, but he's better known as Shaq. Nathaniel Burke sells his high-powered prototypes on the market that is black. Like black market, not like black people.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Sparky can't run. Uncle Joe is Sanford and Son. The souffle finally rises in the third act.
Rob 5-star. All right, 4.5.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad you went third. That was great.
Yeah, that was great.
Fuck. I love that. All right, for now, let's throw it to test number 3, the most offensive.
Last time hearing this one.
Even though you beat me again. Beat.
The most offensive. Yeah.
Number 5, this is a go-to. Number 5. This is a go-to for the worst movie ever made. This is wanton destruction of private property.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens all over the place in here. The one that I like the most, though, is when Shaquille O'Neal's Steel reveals the hammer gun that he has, and he lasers like a tanker on the side of the road, and it splashes onto a police officer.
Yeah.
Yes.
O'Neal steals.
Hammer reveal. Shaquille O'Neal as hammer. No, Shaquille O'Neal as Steel's reveal of his hammer dropping diesel. No, that doesn't work.
All right, I got enough to work with.
Yeah, you got it.
All
right. All right. Number 4. I have a feeling Rob is going to like this one. The rocket booster hover-round.
Go on. Oh, yeah.
All right. So
when
this is going to be
from the wheelchair with the weapons.
Yeah, this is going to be a twofer on the most offensive. I was just so offended by the treatment of the paraplegic woman in this movie that I had to do. It was so not nice that I had to do it twice. What I mean by the rocket booster hover-round is the scene where she is where Steele
try
is
this
in
on for
trouble.
size. Boom.
Yes, yeah. But the best part, okay, so what happens in this movie? Because I didn't clip this moment. No, I did. I think it's in our opener, actually.
Yeah.
So it's in our opener, right? There's a moment where Shaquille O'Neal, wearing his steel, gets blammed into a room with all the bad guys. And then he is like, oh, well, now I'm going to fuck you up, right? Oh, but the bad guy's like, no, I've got your handy-capable girlfriend. I kidnapped her, and I've got a gun to her head. So they distract the bad guy, and then she's like, I don't think so. Presses a button. All of a sudden, her wheelchair starts spinning in circles, shooting lasers in every direction.
Yes.
But what's worse than that is that he's like, you got to get out of here, and fast. And she's like, how's this for you? And she presses a button, and then she rocket boosts out of the room in a straight line through all of these barrels containing gasoline, because that's what bad people hang out around. Yeah. And the visual is so funny, and it shouldn't be funny. It should not be funny. They should, but they are essentially they're trying to make a super badass chick out of this, but the way that they presented it was not badass. It was just funny.
How do you feel about paraplegic power plasma?
Yes, let's go with that.
Okay.
And let's go to number 3. Speaking of which, pirating the paraplegic without punishment.
Yeah.
And by this I mean Shaquille O'Neal picks up a wheelchair-bound handicapped woman during her deep depressive episode, having just lost the ability to use her legs, and he's like, no, you're not going to and this is a good wanton destruction of private property moment. He's like, you're not just going to sit here with the windows closed. Smashes the fucking windows open at this like convalescent home, and then lifts this woman in her wheelchair in front of all of the other patients and people recovering from disabilities, people who are being taken care of by the state, and lifts her up and walks her out.
And they applaud. They applaud.
He's not signing any fucking paperwork.
Yeah.
Nor could he, because who are you to her? She doesn't even want to go.
I believe that's called AMA, which is against medical advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was like the scene in Gigli.
Which one?
The one where he shows up and he's like, I'm going to take this like fucking idiot off your hands, you know?
Right.
They're like, okay, no problem. And he's like, I'm gonna, sneeze some.
Fucking
white
idiot
pee.
is the phrase they prefer to be called, Chris.
I'm saying that's how Gigli felt about it. And he's like, I'm gonna sneeze out white pee or whatever, you know. Number 2.
Okay.
Not necessary Nazis.
Yeah, it was a little swastically towards the third act.
Yes, it was a little bit.
Rob, were you at Captain's when I made the drawing of the swasticals?
I don't remember. Maybe you did a lot of drawings like that back in the
It was like 4 balls, but like in the shape of a swastika.
Yes, I remember that.
And I called them swasticals. Anyway, in this movie they had like skinhead guys that are on the market for guns, and it just felt like such a grab, you know.
Yeah. In case the writing didn't make it clear who was the obvious good guy and who was the obvious bad guy.
Right. They had.
Who's
they had
bad?
To go
Who's
that.
bad?
Yeah, they had to go
Nazis.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, hated that. Okay, but nothing compares. Nothing compares to number 1.
And this is a last-minute clip, right?
This is a last-minute clip.
All right. Wow, should I name it?
It's just audio. It's audio only. Let's call this disrespect for the disabled.
Stand up. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. Come on, stand up.
Okay.
It's all after you.
Okay, you heard that? All right, Rob. Now, wait. I'm gonna set this up, and you're gonna play it again.
All right.
Because for the people at home who haven't seen this movie, at the very end, it's Shaquille O'Neal, the hero of the movie, and Sparky, the paraplegic woman who can never stand again in her life, will never stand up again in her life on her feet. And they're hugging. And it goes to the titles because they won. And the song that plays is...
Stand up. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. Come on, stand up. It's all after you.
That's all you got to do. Stand up. That's all you got to do.
You know what's fucked up though too? I don't know how much time has passed between when he like first leaves the military and then reunites with Sparky. But like if you are handicapped, like if you're paralyzed from the waist down and you're wheelchair bound, your knees just like they lose the ability to bend.
Yeah.
So imagine like that had set in for some time, and then like they put her in this chair that jacks her up, and her ligaments all just get fucking ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I can't even feel it, and it still hurts. Anywho.
My sister just handed me some Jaeger off screen.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we have for the worst, or the most offensive. We should call it somehow the worst. I'm realizing, why don't we have every test just the worst something? Bob, you're right.
So we're not that smart.
Yeah, I know.
We're not that smart.
The epiphany today was the worst credit names.
Oh yeah, that would.
Like, why don't we call it that?
That would
How
work.
dumb are we?
Pretty dumb.
So next season we'll call it that.
All right.
For now, let's throw it to Rob's ad read.
Hi, Billy Mays here for Mighty Putty. Hi, Billy Mays here for Mighty Mendit. Hi, Billy Mays here for Mighty Shine. Hi, Billy Mays here with Zorbies. Hi, Billy Mays here with the awesome auger.
Rob's ad. Read.
In the climactic conclusion of our saga, the multiversal Chad, equal parts hero, rebel, and heartthrob, stands at the brink of destiny. The oppressive government has collapsed, brought down not by weapons of mass destruction, but by the sheer willpower of a man fueled by late-night hot dogs and cosmic swagger. The skies erupt as Chad and his ragtag crew breach the final gates of the capital fortress. Explosions rattle in the air. Boom! Deafening and blinding, but Chad doesn't flinch. He moves with purpose, a whirlwind of muscle and bravado, hits every step echoing with the crackle of rebellion. Crunch, swoosh, thud! Behind him, the mysteries that have haunted his journey click into place like the final pieces of an ancient puzzle. Clack, clack, clack. The shadowy figures pulling the strings, exposed, the vault of secrets blown wide open. With every revelation, Chad's legend grows. He knows now that everything, the chaos, the lies, the heartbreak, has led him to this moment. And the romance? It's not just steamy, it's scorching. Chad's eyes lock with his love interest, sultry, dangerous, and impossible to resist. Their lips meet with a breathless urgency. Smack. A kiss that shatters the boundaries of space and time, its passion unbridled, igniting like fireworks against the backdrop of the world reborn. With the final enemy vanquished, crash, slam, kerpow! And the multiverse teetering on the edge of rebirth, Chad takes a moment to reflect. In his hand, a greasy, glorious hot dog, purchased from a neon-lit stand at 3 a.m. The last bite, chomp, says it all. He wipes his mouth, grins, throws the wrapper to the wind. Because sometimes the most powerful force in the universe isn't just courage, love, or destiny. Sometimes it's a hot dog at 3 a.m.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Season finale.
We did it, guys. We did it. Thank you so much to the Multiversal Chad for that 3 a.m. hot dog message. Let's throw it now to test number 4, the worst dialogue. And thank you, Rob.
The woman is all we want. The others must die. They all must die.
That's some really bad dialogue.
Number 5. This is lease.
Now, gentlemen, here's the deal. I can supply you with weapons like these on a sort of permanent lease.
Lease? I buy, mate. And that's flat.
And you're welcome to do that, Mr. Weston. But unfortunately, these weapons are highly sophisticated electronic devices which require specialized maintenance and recharging. And only I can do that for you. Only we.
Got him.
Only I.
That's blackmail.
That's business.
How much?
Millions.
You don't need our money. You can steal all you want.
This isn't really about money.
You'll be the illegal arms supply to the world. You want power.
Now there's an idea.
That was that guy's version of an Australian accent.
Yeah. You want power.
You want power. Also, the reason I clipped that, it's literally not blackmail.
No.
She's like, that's blackmail. He's like, that's business. But like, blackmail is business, he means?
Yeah.
But it's not blackmail. He's like, I will lease these weapons to you, but you have to give them back to me so that I can recharge them.
And then she's
like, that's blackmail. He's like, no, it's not blackmail. Like, literally.
Yeah. Categorically.
It's just not that. All right, number 4. This is low frequency.
This isn't a heat pulse rifle.
No, ma'am, it's a sonic cannon.
It pumps out an ultra-low frequency burst of sound energy. Can take out a whole line of troops.
Without killing them, just leaves them stunned.
And you like that idea?
Not killing them? Yes, ma'am, I do.
Set to a higher gain, it can bring down an entire wall like that one.
Why not the whole building?
We haven't tested those parameters.
Sound energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Mm-hmm. It's just like, like when you're at a red light and there's like a Nissan Altima with like a baggie over the window next to you.
Yeah.
And it's like.
Oh, yeah, like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so they got that in a gun.
And like it's so loud it makes you want to throw up because the bass frequencies are just rattling your bones.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. All right,
Love
then we
it.
can throw it to number 3. This is cool.
The voltage holding.
Solid, still got 57.2 megavolts. Check the amp curve.
It's perfect. Your new alloy really kept the barrel cool.
Cool, just like you.
Cool, just like you. That is not the way to get in that girl's pants.
Yeah. You do. Never mind.
Yeah, I know. I'm avoiding it too. Check the up curve, he says.
Yeah.
Is that a way to hit on her? I'm gonna check out your up curves.
Tech talk, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, that's it.
Number 2. These last 2 are a doozy. This is breaded.
Sonic is forward.
Yeah, forward. Johnny!
It's hammer time.
Well, I'll be dipped in shit and rolling breadcrumbs.
One of Odessa's recipes?
What was that? That almost went most offensive.
Here's the problem with
That's
that.
going in the trailer. It's in the trailer. I already have it marked, earmarked.
Here is the problem with that.
Yeah.
In this fiction, we don't know that she's met Odessa yet.
That's true.
Normally, when you
That's
rip on
true,
somebody's awful cooking, it's like you have a history with them. You could dish it out and take it.
Yeah.
She is ripping on a defenseless old woman who's trying to make a souffle for her soul food restaurant.
Yes,
and she's like, one of Odessa's recipes, when the guy implied that he's shit in breadcrumbs.
Right.
So it's like it's disproportionately mean for her character.
That's what I'm saying. It was offensive.
Yeah.
Because Odessa is a good cook for all I know. They did not make the joke once that she wasn't good at cooking.
No, she was just trying to master a souffle, and people kept stomping through her shit and collapsing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that, but nothing compares. Nothing compares to number 1. This is
You know what? Fuck it.
3 a.m. hot dog.
Hot dog?
I don't eat no pork mess.
That's turkey mess.
Word?
Singer will pick you guys up. Stay precisely on the schedule.
How much we getting broke off?
A lot. Now, what do you know about this Steele guy?
Come on. Some crazy ass fool running around in aluminum foil. Sound like a tin man on steroids.
Never underestimate your enemy. And keep your gold out of sight. Eat the hot dog. Don't be one.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Also in the trailer, I have like 3 quotes clipped from this movie that are going in the trailer.
And then he reveals later in the movie, which isn't in one of the clips, I don't think, that it was a pork hot dog. And like, you don't know why he wasn't eating pork, whether it was religious reasons or like he has to watch a sodium.
Yeah, usually it's religious, but
yeah.
But some people think that pigs are just nasty and they don't want to eat pigs because they're gross.
Who knew?
And I saw that coming. I just didn't think of the payoff was going to be so late.
To Steele's credit, I rag on movies when they do a setup for something and then very next scene they had the punchline for the setup where it would have been better if it paid off later. Yeah. So at least they tried. I'll give them that.
But Bob, I'll give you credit because I did not see the turkey switcheroo coming. For sure.
Well, he's a villain, so of course it was going to be a switcheroo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna make it a whole like scene out of the fact that there's pork versus turkey, then I should have known.
He peels off his fake mustache and his eyes start glowing. He's like, now you see me for who I really am.
Stomp, 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 stomp. Test number 5, the worst production.
Are you looking for an escape from the worst production?
Get me out of here.
There is no way out of here. It will be dark soon. There is no way out of here.
Okay, guys, show your claws, get out your anger, because my worst production is casting an athlete, not an actor. So, Wesley Snipes was considered and wanted for this role, and somehow he didn't get it, although he was wanted. Shaq was awarded this role and worked really hard for the part. Like, I'm not gonna deny that he worked really hard. He apparently, like, there was like some all-star basketball game in Hawaii that Shaq had to attend, and he couldn't be at the pre-production stuff, so he actually took the script, learned his lines, memorized his lines, and then came back to LA and actually worked really hard to get this part. Ultimately, though, he is not an actor, and he shit the bed. He is not believable as a weapons genius. He's not believable as a wisecracking superhero or an older cousin, brother, lovable son, whatever the hell he is to Odessa. The only part I believed was his lack of free throw abilities. He sucked. Casting him was the worst production.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Yeah, no
I
question.
think casting his love interest was equally bad, though. She was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
I feel like it was bad the way they portrayed her, I guess, like, progression of the story. Like, she never got a chance to do anything but be his bitch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was unfair to her.
Yeah, but she was also really bad, though. And I'll prove it to you.
Not as bad as Shaq, but go ahead.
No, you're right. Maybe not. But I will prove to you that she was bad. In test number 6, the worst acting.
Okay.
I am Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away.
I am Michael. I take care of the place while the master is away.
The acting just gets worse and worse in the worst acting.
Number
1, Daddy.
This is Sonic Eliminator.
So what did you say to the police?
What could I say? I know those weapons are top secret. I just want to know how they got on the streets.
Well, the NSA tells me that every weapon created by us and our civilian suppliers is accounted for.
I had it in my hand, sir. What do you think blew over that squad car anyway? A twister? I saw a street gang kid holding a USR Model 3.5 Sonic Eliminator.
Hey, hold it. Are you on a secure phone?
What difference does that make? What are we going to do about those weapons?
Just calm down, Lieutenant. The NSA is on it. Now, there is no way that highly classified weapons could have ended up in the hands of some street gang. I just don't see how that's possible.
I don't know how you can see anything, sir, with your head so far up your ass.
Oh, my God.
So far
with your head so far up your ass.
He sounded like Hank Hill just there. I tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
And also, whoever said this was made for kids and a family movie is bullshit, because they swear so many times.
I said that. That was me.
Yeah. Number.
It's PG-13.
Boo!
This is Uncle Joe.
Hi, I'm Uncle Joe. Everybody just calls me Uncle Joe. I tell you, the one thing about running a junkyard, people will bring you the damnedest things.
That's a mainframe 7200 IBM.
500 megahertz slam bam, thank you, ma'am.
That's nothing, by the way.
Where could you possibly have...
Fella told me, fell off the back of a truck.
Don't look too dented, though.
You would be absolutely moon-eyed to know just how many things will fall off the back of a truck.
I'll make a list.
I told you. She's awful. I'll make a list.
I'll make a list.
I will make a list.
Working.
I'm going to make a list now.
Beep, boop, boop,
Beep,
working.
boop, boop, boop. I am now a machine because I was paralyzed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
she's the
so.
worst. Number
Sparky Hawking. I don't know. Number 3?
Three. Hawking.
ATM.
Proceed. This is Papa Bear. Go. Go.
Big disturbance on 6th and Hope. Oh my God.
What is it? What's there?
Only the city's biggest ATM.
What?
The Federal Reserve.
What's there?
The Federal Reserve?
Yeah, I know. Just what's there is really like, who says what's there?
Yeah.
Have you ever said what's there?
What's there? I
What's
mean,
there?
I guess
That's
no.
not a thing that's not two words you put together ever.
What? Where?
Yeah, what where is better. What where? But what's there is not a thing people say. But also, she's just awful. All right, let's throw it to Bob for fact or no fact.
I know all the signs pointed this way, but there was so much Bob foolery.
Okay, but I know we can't be wrong. Look, the sign pointed this way.
Fact or no fact?
All right.
And enjoy it while it lasts, Chris. Okay.
I
Then
mean, I
again,
could
you're in charge of the bumpers for my segments, apparently. Like I never get a choice.
I know it's been like 3 seasons of you, suffering at my will. But God,
Okay, fact or no fact? I just called this game Steel, STEAL.
You could have gone with Shaq or no Shaq.
Oh
my
I
God,
could have gone
Shaq
Shaq.
or no Shaq.
I'm just gonna go with that then because Rob's suggestion matters.
It does.
It's Shaq or no Shaq. We're looking for a fact. So there are 4 facts and 1 lie. Find the lie. Here we go. First one: Shaquille O'Neal earned a Razzie Award nomination as worst actor for his performance.
Okay.
Second, Kenneth Johnson, that's the guy that directed. He took a copy of the script to South Central Los Angeles and spent a day with a group of kids to make sure the language of the characters were believable. Okay, third one. Producers couldn't find a 7'1" tall stunt double for Shaq, so he had to do all of his own stunts.
Okay.
Fourth, the film grossed less in its entire run than Batman and Robin made in its first weekend.
Okay.
And last, the character of Sparky is actually a melding of 2 characters from the original comic.
Okay. So, Shaq earned a Razzie nomination for Worst Actor. That's believable. So I'm just going to make that bold. Kenneth Johnson took a copy of a script to South Central LA. Spent a day with kids to make sure the language was believable. You know what? For as corny a movie as this was, the kid dialogue wasn't like what took me out of the movie here. So there is some credence to that, especially if you ever watched Stephen King's Under the Dome, which came out in 2013, and all the kids were like, "Hey man, I was just hanging down on my skateboard with my iPhone, and some crazy stuff just happened over there." And so compared to that, this was like leaps and bounds better. So not sure if he actually took it to kids or like focused it, but like with a focus group, but not unbelievable. I'm gonna circle back to number 3 because I think that's bullshit. Number 4 grows less in this entire run than Batman and Robin. No one knew Batman and Robin was gonna suck. I guarantee it had a huge second week drop off once the reviews started rolling in, but like Batman and Robin, Batman Forever did okay. That was Schumacher, but it still had the Burton spirit, and people were expecting like a triumphant return, and everybody loves George Clooney, so that's believable. Sparky's a composite character. I never read the comment, but here's my smoking gun. They couldn't find a 7'1" stunt double, so that he did his own stunts. Now he was still actively playing basketball. I was talking to you guys off air about Shaq's 311 concert.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, a week before that concert, or like sometime very shortly before that concert, he was there for a video shoot for You Wouldn't Believe, and he accidentally brought 2 left shoes with him, and like he threatened to sue the band, probably in jest, but he's like, they can't know I'm doing this because if I like twist my ankle while shooting this video and we're in the middle of the playoffs, I'm fucked. Like I will get suspended. I will lose like whatever like he needs to like continue. So he had to have had a stunt double, or at least they had to fill like the 7'1" steel suit with like potatoes when they were like throwing it off ledges and shit, just so it looked like something, some mask that looked like him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a potato, but like you had to fill it with something.
They needed 14 sacks of potatoes in a steel suit.
So I think if they couldn't find a stunt double, they had to like stand in his likeness with something, because there's playoffs on the line, there's games, the championships and shit. So I think in his rider he couldn't do his own stunts because it'd be a liability to the rest of his career. So I think 3 is the lie.
For the sake of speed, I'm going to say number 2 is the lie. That the director went to South Central LA to test the language. Just because I feel like, there were people on set that just could provide it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
Let's see why both of you are wrong.
Oh, fuck you.
Shaq did earn a Razzie Award, but he lost to Kevin Costner for The Postman. But he was.
Oh, we got to do The Postman. It's 3 hours long, but we have to do The Postman.
All right.
No, we don't. I don't want to watch that.
We have to.
He was nominated, so that was a fact. Kenneth Johnson did take a copy of the script to South Central LA, then a group with the young kids to make sure the language. I actually believe that because it was a lot more authentic than most things that came out in the 90s. Okay. The producers could not find a 7'1" stunt double. He had to do all his own stunts as a fact.
No shit.
And the film did gross less in its entire run than Batman and Robin in the first weekend. You were right, Rob. So that means the character of Sparky is not a melding of 2 characters from the comic. It's actually from a totally different comic book they pulled this character from. And it was one character, and it wasn't from Steel. It's just bullshit.
Bob Foolery.
No, not Bob Foolery. It's just straight up you lost. Anyway, move on.
Bob Foolery.
All right. So we're on the catch-all. Here we go.
70 minutes.
Get back in the house, damn it. My God, Mike, what happened?
We'll figure it out during
The catch-all.
All right, first of all, Judd Nelson. ...
Weird Science, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. So much. Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Back to School.
He's in those things, yes.
Well, I mean, Breakfast Club is like the movie.
Yeah.
Like, if you think Judd Nelson is Breakfast Club, I think at least being a movie buff my entire life, I'm pretty sure it's
Less Than Zero.
Yes, and an aforementioned movie. But we'll go. Judd Nelson says in this movie, "What's your clearance level?" to a woman in a pantsuit. And she's like, level 4. And he's like, all right, here's all of our national secrets. Just because she said level 4 clearance.
Didn't even fact check it.
Right.
At face value, though,
Yeah, he's like, in that case,
He likes pushing the envelope. So.
Well, he does. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Bob.
I thought that the setting on a modern weapon of destruction was just like a fader from a mixing board. Like it was like, let me
like Pro
slide
Tools.
this up.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, that's it? That's the okay.
They went from atomic to nuclear.
Yeah.
Exactly. My first one was forcibly removing a woman from hospital, but we covered that in the most offensive. So I'm just gonna go on my big gripe. The innocent victim in all of this is the Federal Reserve, the institution that has kept the working class under its thumb since its like inception in like what the 50s, the 40s, where they just like print off trillions of dollars and they just like deflate the value of our currency. So boxes of the regular size box of Rice Krispies costs $8.50, and like the wages have stagnated over the last 40 years, and none of us are going to own houses. That's the innocent victim.
No,
yes, it is.
As long as Arizona iced tea is 99 cents, I feel like I live in America.
I've seen reports of it costing $2.50, Chris.
I've actually heard a story about that. I'll have to forward it to you guys later.
Me too.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably why I referenced it. The nurse shaking her head when Sparky says, "I'll be back on my feet in no time," but like the nurse behind her back is like shaking her head. I imagined the nurse like being like to Shaquille O'Neal, like just like laughing and like just like doing the punch and the elbow nod. Anyway, okay, go ahead, Bob.
I'm with Rob. My second catch-all was carrying the wheelchaired rehab patient out of the hospital. But I'll go past it, and I'll say, Shaq is running from the cops and practicing street justice, but doesn't want to run a red light. I didn't.
Counterpoint. I don't think it was because he was trying to lose. I think
he doesn't want to get T-boned.
He doesn't want to get T-boned. Yeah, exactly.
But he almost did anyway. Like it just didn't seem to matter. It didn't seem to matter. When
I'm somewhere. Yeah. I'm somewhere in the intersection between you two here.
Yeah. They tried to make a point of it. It just didn't work. Especially because he was going through almost red lights and almost getting T-boned, and the police went through an almost red light and did get T-boned.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it didn't. There was no consistency.
It really hinges on like whether or not the people who have a sudden like internet hacked light change like obey the traffic laws too.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, right. Oh God, it's green. Oh God, it's red.
Extrapolating to absurdity here, the magnetic hammer.
Yeah.
Like, no one's like Prince Albert got ripped out. No one's dialysis machine like fucking just started shorting. He didn't like collect a bunch of watches.
Didn't we reference a D ring blowing out earlier?
Yeah, he didn't like rip the plumbing out of the building. Like it seemed extremely powerful, which means it's just like a black hole grabbing any matter that's near it. But it was also way too focused for like how much power it had.
Yeah, right, because there was a garbage can lid that like strapped itself to his leg from like 100 yards away. Yeah. So
not like some kid on life support from the hospital down the road is being whipped down the street in his hospital bed screaming.
Jesus Christ. His love interest in the wheelchair. Black and Blue, the French cuisine restaurant that she wants to make. Aren't people going to be offended by the fact that she's just like referencing the fact that she's black? And blue being the like French cuisine tie-in? And even if they're not, are they going to understand that?
Yeah.
Are they going to understand why it's called that? Because it just seemed like not solid enough. For me, like, as a viewer of the movie, I was like, they're going to call it Black and Blue because she's black and, like, cordon bleu.
Bleh. Yeah. Black and bleh.
Black and bleh.
Bleh.
Yeah, it didn't seem strong enough. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah.
I thought that the first time Shaq was running away from the police, like he barely had done anything. And there's no way that that much of a police force, especially a helicopter, would be dispatched for like some Looney Tune metal man on a motorbike.
Yeah. Looney Tune metal man
on a motorbike. Looney Tune metal man on a motorbike. Bob's so good at this, he doesn't even realize he's doing it.
That's going with the right up. Is it tune? Or
That's what he was.
Yeah,
that's what he was.
It's I actually it's TOONS.
All right.
Looney Tune. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, so like other action stars, and I'm not calling Shaq an action star, but like for all intents and purposes, he's an action star in this movie. Was it in his rider to like show off how tall he is whenever they got a chance? Because like especially at Grandma's house, like ducking under the door frames. I feel like
that's why they cast him.
Listen, like I'm renting like a apartment. It's standard issue, you know, and a 7 foot tall man can like make it under the molding in the hallway without bumping his head. It's, you know.
I will say being 6'2" can be like relatively inconvenient.
Yeah,
I'm on the high end of like regular tall.
Yeah.
I'm not like weird tall. But being 6'2" can be inconvenient. And you know the number one cause of inconvenience for me being 6'2" is that
grabbing shit for other people.
Yeah, exactly. People see me as a crane and nothing else.
Yeah, because I'm 5'11", but I have freakishly long arms. So
yeah,
like yeah.
Imagine if you were my height. Like people are like, "Hey, can you get that? Can you get that? Can you get that?" At work all day long, every day, because things are on shelves that they can't reach, and I'm like,
"Can you fucking step stool?" Yeah,
like, can you be an adult and like get big, so I don't have to do that?
Go back 20 years and drink more milk. You fucking loser.
Yeah, exactly. Stop drinking caffeine as a 5-year-old. And yeah. Although I drank coffee early. Anyway.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it? Mine?
You. Yep.
Yeah, yours.
Okay. Gorgeous girls working at the steel mill.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything but carry a clipboard, wear almost nothing, and have a hard hat on.
Yeah.
But they were just there to look at steel and be like, "Damn, he fine," you know?
Yeah.
I had a hard hat on.
Yeah, me too.
Or a hat hard
Hat
on. Or a
hat hard on. Yeah, hat hard on.
There was a Shaft reference in this movie, which I was going to pass over, but I was still shafted as well.
Musically too, there was some of that. Like, there was vague shaftness.
There was some good music. Yeah.
No, you're right.
All right,
go ahead, Bob.
So after the Federal Reserve heist, like, couldn't the bald white guy police officer do a quick radio and saying like, "Hey, forget the motorbike, chase the militarized SUV that shot down the police chopper." Like, they all saw it.
Yes.
Like, why did that not happen right away? I know why, because they wanted
so much on this.
It was all
license,
suspense.
Yeah.
It was all suspense, but still bullshit.
Yeah. 500 megahertz, even in like the 90s, isn't really a lot of computing power.
No.
You need to get into like the giga or the tera territory to
the territory.
The territory,
yeah.
I mean, granted, like the technology on smartphones in our pocket is probably more powerful than what they used like for the moon missions in like the 60s. But like, that's because the right people were using it, not just like some Sanford and Son ass crazy uncle living in a junkyard lair.
Like, you can get to the moon with like very simple like binary language, but
yeah, coordinates.
You don't need quantum to get there.
Yeah.
Judd Nelson is so smart that he gets a lab coat. But I want to say also, I've got a couple pieces of Chris's life advice. You remember this segment?
Yes.
Here's one. Always calibrate your surge protector before a sonic ray field test.
Okay.
Yeah.
because they
lost,
didn't calibrate the surge protector, and you saw what that led to. All right, go ahead, Bob.
This is actually my last one. I
have 40
I
more.
found less fault in this movie than I should have. I made the mistake of reading the comic book source material at this point and realized what a goofball movie this actually is. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Just disappointed more than usual.
Yeah.
Like, the comic book really was a completely different story.
I feel like maybe we should have had Chad Smith on it for this one.
Yeah, I talked to Chad about it, and all he said was "Shaq for the win." That's all he said.
Oh, all right.
Hey, the school year's just started. He's busy.
That is never what they say at the free throw line when he's shooting for the game. Tube joke.
So basically, he's smart enough to be like a weapons designer for the military, but like he also becomes a blacksmith overnight.
Right.
Yeah. Well, his dad pulled steel.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, that's my last one. So,
all right, I have like 30 more. All right, I'm gonna go like super lightning round.
All right.
They say Jolly Black Giant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was really cool when he broke the pool stick. That was like my favorite point in the movie.
That was the one like accurate like depiction of his might. That
it was fucking badass. Yeah, I loved that. Using Shaq's actual Superman tattoo is super fucking cringy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're not allowed to say Superman. They say Man of Steel, which is not copyrighted. They can't say Superman.
But it's
so they
Man of
show
Steel.
his fucking Superman tattoo.
But it's a DC movie. It's a DC property.
It is. They should be allowed because Steel came from a Superman comic.
Yeah, I still don't feel they had the clearance. He just happens to have a Superman tattoo.
Yeah, have you seen his MTV Cribs where like he's got like that like mega sized like heart shaped bed with the Superman logo on it?
I think showing his tattoo was actually using the copyright.
Probably.
I don't know if it's on his arm. Like they might not need it.
Well, either way, Steel came from Superman being killed in the comics.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Uncle Joe boogies around danger like Soul Train dancers. I just want to do it.
Hilarious.
Yeah. The helmet is so clearly not steel. It's like leather or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Like many superhero movies, the mouth is exposed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also thought he was like Spider-Man when he has like a cable that he can shoot and like, you know.
Like he got bitten by a radioactive rafter and he became steel.
Right.
The policeman was supposed to be like Carl Winslow, you know, like he was supposed to be like the cop from Die Hard.
Yes.
Yes.
Obviously.
It was so obvious. Oh, hey guys. Some more Chris's life advice for you.
I can't wait to hear this.
When hiding a sewer bomb, don't park your Hummer right above the manhole.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to be like secret about it, and they park their fucking Hummer right above where they're planting the fucking bomb.
Well, weren't they trying to keep the explosion from being visible?
Yes, they do suppress it with the Hummer. But they roll the Hummer over. They like get out of the Hummer and they're looking both ways and they creep down the sewer and everything.
Yeah.
What would happen to you if Shaq tackled you running full speed wearing a steel exoskeleton? I'll tell you what would happen to me. I'm 260 pounds. I would be fucking destroyed. He would flatten me in such a way that I would never breathe again.
I'd be dead. Dead on sight.
100%.
I would finally stop suffering.
He's talking in jail to Sparky with an earpiece in.
Yes.
And everybody's like, "Oh, he's crazy."
He hid it in his mouth.
Yeah.
While they did a body search that didn't include his mouth.
And the saliva didn't ruin the earpiece.
Right.
Hey, did you guys know that you can buy things on the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit.
I heard you could do that.
All right, I wrote voice sample voiceover vomit video, and what I'm talking about is when
Arnold.
they're like, "No, I
Oh.
do have Arnold later." I said Arnold voiceover BS. I'll skip over that one later. But when they do the like, I'm going to scan the governor's or the mayor's voice, and then they use his voice again, but she's talking, and then they also use clips from what he actually said. And it was all so muddled and bullshit, and I hated it. All right, let's throw it to clip, Rob.
Ah, wonderful.
This one's called Free Throws.
Oh, yeah.
Never could make the free throws. Y'all go ahead. I'll be down there in a minute.
All right. Big Aristotle.
This is a theme throughout the movie. It's just like, I mentioned it in my pitch, but, basketball references here and there.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch when the van is traveling?
Yeah. Wait.
And there's
I traveled a lot. So which instance?
You know the steel van? And they have a graphic for the van, but it's like just like a truck on like a GPS.
Right. Yeah.
Did you see that? Oh my god, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just like a truck, and it's like
it's like the thing like when like in sitcoms when they're trying to save money for like the new sneakers they want, and it's like the popsicle stick with them on a race car, and like whenever they get like $10, they like move it down the line. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like one of those.
Hey, here's another one for you guys.
Okay.
Wouldn't the government absolutely know who everyone involved is?
You would think.
Yeah, you would think.
But like the conspiracy theorists think the government does all these weird inside jobs, but then you go to the DMV and that's them trying their best. So it's mixed bag, you know?
Yeah, from DMC to DMV.
Yeah.
Bad guy to Steele. Oh my god. Did you guys fucking catch this moment? So Steele is like, he gets into the factory where they're holding this like mega bad guy like sale on guns.
Yeah.
And Steele is like sneaking his way through, and then a bad guy finds him and he's like, excuse me. And then Steele turns around and he goes bang and just like shoots him. It's like, oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Dead.
It's so fucking weird. I almost clipped that too. Only a total fucking moron would fall for the don't flick the red switcheroo.
Oh, I know.
Definitely, certainly not a guy who has a lab coat would ever fall for that one.
Exactly. He had a lab coat. But he was also in cahoots with an arcade owner. So
2-minute grenade fuse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why are the bad guys buying weapons in person? What happened to that crazy black market web stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No dark web. Yeah.
The restaurant house, the kitchen would never be the code.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Didn't she have a dog too, or like a cat or something?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
He did.
You can't be cooking.
Uncle
around that.
Sanford did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Sanford has.
Oh, right.
Sanford.
All right, Bob, you mentioned this before. Rob, why didn't they kiss?
I don't know.
Was it because it's the 90s and it was interracial?
No.
I think he just wasn't going to lower himself to be with a paraplegic.
It's even worse.
Bob. All right, Rob, let's pretend like we're going to edit this. Bob, say your opinion on the subject again. And make it different.
I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion. I just think I honestly think that's what
the cultural zeitgeist. You're speaking for the cultural zeitgeist of the late 90s. Yes.
I am.
I thought that they were interracial and that's why they didn't kiss. No. Not because Shaq couldn't lower himself to the eye level of a person in a chair, Bob, to kiss
He
them.
obviously couldn't though. The whole movie was hinting toward the fact that they had a romantic thing, and all he kept doing was giving her that finger and like that little ET thing.
Yeah, he kept fingering her the whole movie, and she didn't seem to notice. What was that about?
The finger.
Why didn't she notice the fingering, Bob? What are you trying to say?
We are the
I think
reason.
I'm right. I think I'm right.
This is the reason God doesn't talk to us anymore, but I'm very happy about it.
Fucking Christ. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
Bob said it. Bob said it.
All right.
I
agree. I agree.
I'll die on that hill. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
go
tenured.
to what we're watching.
Yeah, sure.
The best
it was a good
opinions
show.
about
It was a
things
good
to
show.
watch
Well,
are definitely
Mine, do you hear?
All right,
I'm just gonna go first. I've been watching the first 3 episodes of Rings of Power season 2. I know I've been talking about it a lot. I'm sorry. It's fucking awesome. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, if you like what Tolkien did, then this is very true to form. And the show poured a ton of money and time into it, and it's great.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm watching the worst movie ever made on YouTube.
Nice. At www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
All right, I am. So ever since I started delivering on the weekends, I have been rewatching, and so I have 2 rewatches: Big Trouble in Little China, 1986. Kurt Russell, James Hong, Kim Cattrall. So much fun. Just a gem of a movie. It's free on Tubi with commercials. And then, now, Chris, you might want to dig on this one. The Station Agent, 2003. Have you heard of it?
Okay. Yep. Haven't
Peter
seen it.
Dinklage. This was my introduction to Peter Dinklage and Bobby Cannavale.
All right.
It also has Patricia Clarkson. I saw it on IFC like back in like the early 2000s when my kids were like babies. It's a great friendship movie. Like misfits find each other. Like it's like
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. It's such a great movie. It's free on Pluto with commercials. It's called The Station Agent. I highly recommend it. In my opinion, it's got rewatch value, which is why I've seen it now for the 3rd time.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Love it.
I watched. This is a Netflix original, I think, called A Classic Horror Story. It's Italian language film about a bunch of kids in an RV. It's a creepy cabin movie, but with like a twist. They crash on a long stretch of highway, and when they come to, they're in the middle of fucking nowhere with their RV, not knowing where the road is, and they find like a graveyard full of other cars that have clearly been through the similar ordeal. And then it gets into really weird folk horror territory, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, cool.
After that, also on Netflix, but it's not a Netflix original. It's called There's Something in the Barn. And it's 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a comedy horror Christmas movie about this family that moves to Norway to inherit like their uncle's like their mysteriously deceased uncle's like cabin, and they want to convert it to a bed and breakfast. Turns out there's elves living in the barn. They don't like loud noises. They don't like people changing the place around. They don't like bright lights. Not knowing this, they throw like a rager of a party in the barn. And like, we're going to turn this into a bed and breakfast. And then a bunch of elves come out and try murdering them. But like, they're in Norway, and like the running gag is like, why doesn't anybody have guns? Like, we're not Americans. We don't need guns for everything. They're like, well, they fucking need them right now, dude. And so it's like, it's this really funny like juxtaposition of like, we're in the happiest place on earth. This terrible shit's happening. We're ill-equipped to, fight it off. It's really funny. Okay. It's like, I will be watching it between every October and December for the foreseeable future, like once a year. It was that good. And then I got an advanced copy of a movie called Looky Loo from some filmmaker that has been reading my reviews. It's a found footage horror film. I'm not really going to talk too much about it, but I will be writing a review for it soon. It's first person through the eyes of a peeping Tom turned killer.
I love that.
And it's fucking crazy.
And I love you building our credentials through your own means. So thank you.
Yes.
For making the worst movie ever made sound like more of a movie critic station. So thank you for that. Yeah.
And I didn't even know what a movie was like 2 years ago. I just
not
watched,
until we started talking about our favorite movies.
I just watched Adult Swim. Okay, so that's what I got.
All right, let's throw it to bad credit names. Dirk Kraft, Riff Ruggles, Nicholas Dude, Manor, Mookie Washington, Art Shippey, and Julie Sexsmith.
Riff Ruggles was number 1, dude. I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have to keep it juvenile for the credit names. I don't know, because it's the one thing that's lasted. It's the one.
Yeah.
So this test is the one thing that has lasted since episode 1. You know. So I feel like I need to keep it as juvenile as the show. And Julie Sexsmith. Yeah, you kind of win. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's throw it to the offensive minigame.
Sure.
If you're doing something offensive, we're just going to ask you.
Well, whatever it is you're not doing, don't do it somewhere else.
This is the offensive minigame.
Grandpa Gas Gags or Rocket Booster Hover-round?
Rocket Booster Hover-round by a long shot.
I agree. Rocket Booster, yeah, totally.
Refusal of reparations.
Okay.
Or hijacking the handicapped.
So,
reparations is such a far-reaching thing.
It's tricky though, because like it was written for us by us. Like it was written with its constituents in mind, to be a joke.
Yes.
But like,
but
no, the reparations is worse. It's definitely worse.
I
let's
agree.
just.
You know what I'm trying to
that.
say though? Like it was like an in joke. It wasn't like
I know.
It wasn't overtly
It's not as
racist.
bad.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Dissing the disabled or very unfunny vagina humor.
Disabled.
Wow. Okay.
So Steel's more offensive than not another church movie.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Wow. I'm surprised by that. Okay, let's throw it to the movie comparison.
Sure.
But, Master, you have 6 wives. Why can't I have one for myself?
Because it is.
Time to compare the movie.
All right. That should be interesting.
All right. Not another church movie or Steel. Negative 56.8 and worst. Or negative 49.2 and worst. I think the answer is negative 56.2.
Yeah.
Church movie. Bob Rob 5-star or a Rob 4.5 star. I hate them both.
Church movie.
Yeah, church movie.
Offensive Steel. Dialogue. What wins?
Church movie.
Church movie's got worse dialogue because it doesn't lead to anything. At least, like you were saying at the top of the episode, Chris. Steel. I think it should have been at least in double digits because it followed the beats. Like it was by the numbers.
It was a movie.
It
It was just a terrible movie.
Yeah, it was like it was made by committee and it was jammed through like the process, but like it was jammed through better than church movie was. So yeah.
No, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Casting an athlete or making fun of a comedy.
Making fun of a comedy.
Making fun of a comedy. I agree.
We're gonna have lots of church movie clips next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
It sounds like
Acting. I think Steel.
Steel.
Steel?
Yeah.
Shaq wins that one.
Oh, well, you guys win by majority, so yeah, go ahead.
Demerits, no church or we don't have one yet for Steel. It's not possible to be the superhero as a human. Because the steel would collapse your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to write that down. But like just being enveloped in steel would like just kill you. So it's
they
not
should make
possible.
a sequel called Stainless Steel and it's the same thing, but he's shiny. And lighter.
All right. The demerit is
say
Metal
Metal Man on a motorbike.
Yeah, Metal Man on a motorbike. Yeah, the tires would blow out.
Either way, not another church movie wins this season.
Yeah.
Right.
And I hate you for it, Rob, because I had to watch it.
Yeah.
But next week is our good movie week, and we cannot wait. It was chosen, guys. I don't know how excited you are to find out the results of our poll. But they're coming at you live. I'm looking right now. See me looking at Instagram because I don't know who won, but I'm going to look. And Rob and Bob and Chris put their movie choices in. And this week it's going to be Aliens.
Yeah.
For our good movie.
James Cameron.
Is this our second sequel good movie? After
Terminator
Empire
2.
Strikes Back?
And it was also James Cameron.
Yes.
Oh,
It was also James Cameron. This is our second James Cameron sequel.
Empire Strikes Back, Terminator 2, and Aliens. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, our third sequel, good movie. That is crazy. Because
Two of which are James Cameron.
I tend to hate sequels.
I hate sequels. I totally hate sequels.
Okay, yeah. So we're in agreement there.
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy. Okay, so we're watching Aliens with Bill Paxton, Sigourney Weaver, and the lot of other people that are in this that are like
And
lesser
others.
known.
Yeah.
Yes. Others, and all the xenomorphs, and that little chick that runs around and shit.
The Queen Alien, all that. Machine guns.
It's kind of cool. I'm not.
They're gonna need a bigger boat. That's the one, right?
They're gonna need a bigger ship and a bigger. They're gonna need bigger stuff. But anyway, Aliens. Rob, why don't you plug us and throw it to Bob's last word?
Sure. You can find us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We are on Spotify. We are on Google Play. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We are on TikTok. And you can email us. That's www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We have interactive polls on our Instagram. And you could, just like now, choose between Aliens or Aliens, and Aliens will win, and then we'll watch it. Or you can click the little envelope, and then you can email us. And you could, if you email us directly and tell us what movie we should review, we won't even use a poll. We'll just do it.
We'll just fucking watch it.
We will just announce it, and then we will
your
tear
recommendation.
And then we will curse your heart live on air.
And if we feel like it's not a good pick for the podcast, we'll just make fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all. Yeah. www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Smash that like, subscribe, get notifications. We're everywhere.
Press that like.
We are
punch
everywhere. Bob, what's your last word?
Tickle it. Give it the rub-a-dub-dub.
Handy capable.
See you next week.
No, Bob, it's your fault for all the finger jokes.
You're familiar with the kid named Finger joke from Breaking Bad, right?
No.
There's a joke. There's a joke where it's like the teacher's announcing, "Hey, today we're gonna finger paint," and then there's a reaction of a kid like startled. It's like kid named Paint. The joke being paint's gonna get fingered.
Okay.
So Breaking Bad people, they started shitposting with like, "Oh, we're gonna be finger painting," and it's a picture of Mike Hermantrout, completely stone faced with like kid named Finger. It's ruined my life because nothing has been funnier before or after that. Kid named Finger.
That's pretty good. Bye, Jelly Scoop.
Bye, Jelly Scoop.
Bye, Jelly Scoop.
All right.